Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and it looks like the battle's already started and we haven't even had a count in. And yep, we're moving now. And we're looking at the enemy. We're in a Birch Gun. It's the tier 4 British SPG and we're on Lakeville. And the name of the commander is Marin Sigel. And he's firing around in his first shot at the Type 64 and it misses, it hits the rock. Well, what can I tell you about the Birch Gun? Well, it's built on the chassis of the Vickers Mark II tank. It's got either an 18-pounder or a 25-pounder top gun. It hasn't really got a lot of damage per shot, but it can fire virtually continuously for the entire battle and never run out of ammo. So you've got plenty of ammo to fire, but you won't do much damage with each shot. As you can see, it's got a fairly quick reload, 10.6 seconds, and I think that's with a rammer and a gun lane drive. Oh, he just got nudged there by one of his own team, and that actually caused him to go off his aim. It's not very helpful for the team to do that sort of thing to you. Okay, he's going back to aiming at the target. She's aiming for a Panzer T25, and there's an SU-100. He fires a round in. Oh, it was a close shot, but it didn't actually do any damage. Now, both the tanks that are actually on the lake road have been wiped out, so he's in grave danger at the moment because he's the next one down the road, and he's moving. He's trying to get out of the way as quickly as he can. He realises he's in danger, and that T25 could take him out, but he has been killed. Now he's still moving even while he's looking in his aim view. Now the Vickers Mark II was an old tank from the First World War, or the interwar period rather, and they made 7 Birch Guns to test out the theory of putting an artillery gun on a tank to make an SPG. So they tried it out. It did seem to work, but they didn't adopt it as the standard artillery for the British Army. He's moved into a firing position, which is rather unusual because he's in front of the rock rather than behind it, but he is behind the rocket that's directly in front of him, so that should provide him with some cover. And he's dialing in on the enemy. It's an M4A3E2, that's a super jumbo. Direct hit, 104 hit points, good shot. Now, as I say, it doesn't do much in the way of damage. You've got alpha damage of 280, penetration is only 22. You're not likely to do 280 hit points of damage unless you fire at a very weak skinned vehicle. And he's aiming at a 14 TP there. Oh, good hit! 90 hit points there. Burst radius is very low, about 1.39, I think it is 1.39 meters. Yep, 1.39 meters, so you're not going to get much splash either. Aiming for the P2640, gets a direct hit, 73 hit points. There's an SU-5 right next door to him, aiming for that next. Or is he? No, he's going for the M8A1. Round out. It just overshoots. Dialing in again. Now, one of the other things about the Birch Gun is it can dial in almost as quickly as it fires. He's ready to shoot, fires at where the M8A1 was seen, and doesn't get a hit. So it's very quick. You can see he's still got 136 rounds. Fires another round in and gets a hit this time. So he got the M8A1, but he didn't kill it. Dialing in again. Round out. And I could see the SU-5 just fired there. Now he's still going after the M8A1, but I did see that SU-5. And the SU-5's got very, very light armor. And so if he actually hits that, he might kill it. Oh, and he fired again. In fact, it looks like the SU-5 is probably firing one of the stock guns. That's why it's got such a fast fire rate. Yep, there he goes again. You can see the tracer from the enemy Arty. Now he's moving a bit. That's it. I can tell that because the rescue was bouncing around a little. And he's moving over to get a better aim. We've got a Jackson up ahead who's spotting for us. I think one of the other reasons why he moved was that currently the enemy has managed to occupy most of the town. And although we're aiming for the back of the map at the moment, that SU-5 is still up front. And he stopped firing because he's got no targets to fire at the moment. But we do know where he was last seen. He was in the bush at the front of that mound. That's it, round about there. You could just keep firing at that spot. Oh, you saw a tracer from one of the other Arties. Now there, oh, no, actually there is only the SU-5 in this team, so he must be at the back. He must have moved. Or has he moved? Is that another vehicle at the back there, the P2640? Well, there's one vehicle. You can see that because you can see the tracer coming out on a regular basis. So that must be the SU-5. He's in the centre of the mound now. There he is again. He's constantly firing. No, that didn't work. It sometimes helps if you turn off the V key and then you can see where the tracer is originating from. Nope, there's the tracer. You can still see there's still tracer at the back there. Of course, the SU-5 with the stock gun actually has more rounds than the stock SU-5 with the top gun. There's a Panzer IV. You can fire at that, and it falls short. The T-25 and the Jackson are watching him approach. Okay, went to overhead view just for a quick check. Fire around in. No, it falls short. He needs to adjust his aim slightly to get the Panzer IV-H. Just so the fall of shot line is over the top of the target. That's it. No, over the top of the target, not the ground ahead of it. That's going to miss. That will hit the ground ahead. It did. You've got to adjust the aim just slightly. In fact, you actually aim slightly behind the target to get the fall of shot on the target. There's the SU-5. He's been spotted right at the back. Dialing in. Round out. Direct hit. Wipes him out. One shot. Oh, I think we accidentally lost one of our own teammates there. We lost our T-25, 25 TP. But we have occupied the town now, so we do have the advantage. But now, where's that Panzer IV-H gone? The Jackson needs to locate him, and I think he's pushing that wreck forward, or trying to, so he can get a look round the corner. Not a very smart thing to do, actually. It does tell the enemy where you're going to be and what you're going to be trying to do. But there is no Arty on the enemy team anymore. So Arty can't hit him, but the Panzer IV-H might be able to. Fires another round in. No. Panzer IV-H is not there. Not at the moment. Either that or he didn't adjust his aim correctly. Instead, what he's going to do now is he's firing at the town, and he's slightly out of range there, I think, because either that or he's the mountain's actually in the way. Oh, there's the Panzer IV-H. Yeah, he did move to one side. That's why his shots didn't hit him. And now I think he can hit him. He's come forward, and yes, he gets a hit. 44 hit points that time. The armour on the Panzer IV-H is strong enough to withstand the shots, but he still does some module damage. Fires another round in, gets another hit. 49 this time, and a critical hit. He's tracked him. So he's picking up damage assistance now. Oh, that one fell short. Panzer IV-H is falling back after he repaired his tracks. Again, he needs to adjust his aim slightly so the red line appears over the target, over the Panzer IV-H. And that time he got him! 44 hit points, that's his second kill. There's still 3 enemies out there and they're right at the back of the map. Oh, there's the M8A1. He's moved position. Can we get a shot? No, because he's dead. So it's just the P2640 that's left, the Tier 4 Italian, the wonder with the good gun. And more than likely he's still in that location. Yes, there he is. Dialing in and round out. Oh, he's killed just before our shell arrives. So that's it. Victory. So let's have a look at the end of battle stats. It's an ace tanker for Marin Sigel in the Birch Gun, the Tier 4 British SPG. He also picked up a Bruce medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 7 in total on that battle, but unfortunately he didn't pick up any other medals. So let's have a look at the team score. Well, he didn't get high on damage. He was only in 4th place with 715 hit points. Highest scorer went to the Type 3 Chinu Kai. He managed 1,348, and then the Jackson managed 1,142, and the Skoda T25 with that magazine-fed gun managed to get 729. Highest score on the enemy team was the SU-100. He managed to get 927. And remember, that was the tank that was actually in the centre road, the Lake Road, and he was almost in sight of that vehicle several points during the game when he was firing on the centre road. So if he hadn't moved away, he probably would have ended up being killed by that tank. So let's have a look at the number of kills. Yep, well, the Chinu Kai managed to get 4, and then Marin Sigel came joint second with the Jackson and the Skoda T25, managed to get 2 kills apiece. The T28 on the enemy team managed to get 3 kills, and their M8A1 also got 2, but their SU-100 only managed to get 1 kill. When it came to base XP, it was the Chinu Kai who managed to get the highest amount, 809, then the Jackson was 793, and then Marin Sigel with 524. Now you may be saying, well, 524, that's a very low figure for base XP, and the fact that Marin Sigel did manage to get an ace tanker. But the reason is that most people don't play the Birch Gun that much. They don't play it enough, actually, really, because it is actually quite a good tank. And remember, it's got that very fast fire rate, which means, obviously, although you're not doing a lot of damage, you are raining shells on the enemy all over the map, and especially helpful to teammates who are in confrontations with tanks that are directly facing them. So it's one of those tanks that's not played a lot. People play the Birch Gun to get to the Bishop, and as soon as they're in the Bishop, they play the Bishop a lot. But the Birch Gun doesn't really attract that much attention. That's why 524 base XP is enough to get an ace tanker. So if you want to get an ace tanker, the Birch Gun's the one to do it in, because it's a lot easier to do it in this tank than it is in some of the others. So let's have a look at the detail report. Well, he fired 33 rounds in that battle, barely touched his magazine, because that's only 1/5 or just over 1/5 of the magazine. 33 shells, he's got 150 shells in the magazine. Got 8 direct hits, 8 penetrations, and 3 splash. Damage of 715 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He hit 6 of the enemy, but only killed 2, but did damage resistance of 343 hit points. He received 13,286 credits, and the ammunition is incredibly cheap for this tank, so you're going to end up with a huge profit, whichever way it goes. 10,547 credits profit on the standard account, and he received 524 base XP, times 2 for the first victory, and he had a personal reserves for 100% going, so he took away 1,572 experience points altogether. So a pretty good round there for Marin Sigel, and shows that the Birch Gun is actually quite effective if you know how to use it, and Marin certainly does. So if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.